Well. So I get to deal with the Cyclops today. It's been, oh dear, it's been a long time since we've seen each other. It's been a long time since I've been able to encounter one of your kind. So, how are we doing today? How is our beautiful big eye this morning? It's a bit dry, okay. It does seem to have a couple of these little red marks around it. Is that normal for Cyclops? Okay, and if I remember, let me check something here. If I remember correctly, a Cyclops eye is quite indestructible. Yes, so if I'm just poking at it around here, hope you don't mind, if I'm just poking at it, then it shouldn't cause that many problems, right? It doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. Okay, so in that case, just to make sure that nothing is particularly wrong, just going to start right now, just to make sure, if you could just keep your eye open, just make sure that nothing is wrong and everything is as it should be. We're just going to conduct some tests here, just to make sure that it's nothing serious, but given that even, say, a boulder, a meteor, a city slamming right into your face, even then, I doubt even that would hurt this indestructible eye. So, do you mind if I just conduct some questions as well while we're here? Okay, thank you. I'm not going to write anything down, I'm just getting some different tools here, but can you tell me, have you had this eye your entire life? Okay, can you tell me how old you are? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, well, that's quite the age. Okay, so you've had this eye your entire life, and you've lived quite a life up to this point. Is this the first time you're experiencing anything like this? It's not, but you're saying in medical exams, even if nothing necessarily gets done to the eye itself, it seems to help anyways. Okay, well then, it might make my job easier then if we come out of this session with you already feeling right as rain. I would love to test that theory. Okay, so far, doesn't seem like the eye is irritated at all when I'm poking at it or poking around it. So, let me just have a feel around here. Do you feel anything at all from this? Okay, well, it doesn't feel too dried out around it. It doesn't feel too stiff or as if the muscles are tense. Do you feel that at all? Okay, and what if I'm doing this? Do you feel that around your eye? Alright, and does this feel anything at all? Okay, and if I can just go a little bit closer with your eye here, do you feel anything? Any reaction at all? Okay, let me get a little bit closer to the eye here. Okay, so it looks like overall the feeling of the eye seems to be alright. There's no negative physical reactions to me feeling around it, touching it, anything like that. Okay, well, in that case, I would like to move on to more of a seeing test, a sight test, and it will involve things like different colours, textures, patterns, things like that. Is that alright? Perfect. Well then, we'll just get prepared here. Where is it? There we go. Do you recognise this? Yes, it is one of the greatest boxes of sweets that's ever been created. And can you just tell me what colour is this right here? Okay, and would you say that this colour is the same as this right here? Okay, and can you tell me what colours you see here? Okay, and when you look at the one next to it, does it look different at all? Okay, and can you describe it, or try to describe the shape of the box itself? What does it look like? Okay, and can you describe this colour for me? Okay, and would you say that this shade is darker or lighter than this shade? Okay, let's open this up. Oh dear. Oh dear, I've went through most of them. That wasn't planned. Okay, in that case, I will take out the few remaining ones. Alright. So, do you recognize this one? Yes, you're not you when you're hungry. Okay, so can you tell me, sorry, get a light there. Can you tell me what colours you see here? Okay, and would you be able to describe if this colour here is darker and lighter than this one? Okay, wonderful. And if you could just look at the shape for me. Can you tell me if it is, how do I describe it? Can you tell me okay, and okay, and can you just have a nice long look at it for me? Can you describe the shape for me? Okay, perfect. And what about this here? Would you say the colour of this, sorry, would you say the colour of this matches anywhere around here? Okay, let's move on to another one. Now, can you tell me, is the wrapper on this the same colour as my glove? Is it the same colour as my outfit? And would you say that the writing on it is brighter or darker than the rest? Okay, and do you remember the shape from the first one? I swear I'm not insulting your common sense or your intelligence, just procedure. Can you tell me if it's the same shape? Fantastic. Alright, and then we'll move on to one more. Now, can you remember the first two? Can you keep them in your mind? Can you tell me if this is brighter, the whole thing? Can you tell me if it's brighter or darker than either of the other two? Okay, and can you tell me if the other two had any red on them? Okay, and would you say that this colour is red? Okay, and would you say that the colour is more matte or shiny? So when I say matte, I mean something more like this. Or is it more shiny where it's reflecting off the light? Fantastic, my friend, well done. Right, so some of these might be a little bit unorthodox, some of these might be a little bit random, but just bear with me. So now we have a gift I have planned for a friend of mine, actually. I want you to tell me, if you, with your best guess, what do you think this is? Just, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter, just what do you think it looks like to me? Or what do you think it looks like? I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Okay. And do you see any colours on this that might stand out a bit? Okay, let's get a closer look. Do you have any ideas what it might be now? Could be a bird, yes. Do you know what type of bird it could possibly be? Well, if you said a robin, you are correct. But now let's look at the actual packaging here. What is the biggest colour that stands out the most? Okay, and do you see any other colours that are alongside the blue? Do you see any other colours on this wrapper, this bag? Okay. And would you say the other colours are brighter, darker, or you're not sure? Okay. Well then, would you say that the bird, you were correct by the way, it is Robin, would you say that the bird inside is bigger or smaller than the bag itself? I realise these questions don't really make much sense. It's okay. It's just kind of for shits and giggles. Okay, so let's move on. You see this, don't you? Okay, so now I want you to look at the top here. Can you tell me what shape that looks like to you? Okay, and if I move it ever so slightly, does it look like it's changed or does it look like it's the same? Okay, now then, I want you to look at the little holes here. Can you take a guess at just how many you see? It doesn't matter if it's wrong. Just give it your best guess. I'll give you just a moment here to have a look. Is that your final guess? Okay, brilliant. Now, can you look at the points for me? Can you tell me how many points you see on this star here? Okay, perfect. And then if I move it ever so slightly, trying to not get in the way, okay, can you roughly take a wild guess at how many more points you think there are? Doesn't have to be right, just a guessing game. Okay, now can you look at the holes again for me? And can you tell me, or take a wild guess, how many in total, how many of these holes in total do you see? It's getting real weird. Excellent, okay. Now then. Okay, well, that's not supposed to happen, doesn't matter. If anything, it probably makes it easier. Okay, so now then, let's have a look at these rings here. How many of these do you see? Okay, and do you think it's more or less than the holes on the star, if that makes sense? Okay, now can you look at the colour? Is it darker or lighter than the background? I mean, our location, excuse me. Okay, and would you say that these rings have any corners to them? Okay. And would you say that these rings look more soft or hard? Excellent work, my friend. Okay. Now you can blink for me. Let me get a drink for a second. Actually, before we do, can you tell me what colour is this? Okay, and can you tell me who this is right here? Okay, are you sure it's not his brother, Oswald? Okay, and can you tell me what color this is? Okay, would you say this stylish gentleman's outfit is the same color as this right here? Okay, and would you say his ears are more rectangular or circle? Okay, now let's move it back here. Now, can you take a wild guess at what you think this could possibly be? Anything at all? Well, if you said it's a wizard's hat, you are correct. But speaking of wizards, can you tell me exactly what this shape is right here? Get a little bit closer, there you go. And then can you tell me, is this the same shape as this one? Okay, and what shape would you say this is? Okay, wonderful, my friend. You can blink, take a break for a second. All right. Let's move on. I'd say we are almost done here. I have a little friend here that's helping me, but he's a little bit grumpy, so you'll just have to forgive him. Why is this not showing? There we go. Do you see this person here? And I would bring him closer, but I'm afraid he might try and hurt you. He's not known for being the nicest. But can you tell me, is he smiling or is he look more angry? Okay, and would you tell me which colour stands out the most on him to you? Okay, and would you say his hair is more darker or lighter? Okay, and would you say that he looks happy or sad? I think I already asked that question. Okay, then would you tell me, is he standing or sitting? And would you say he looks big or small? Okay, now get a little bit closer look here. Would you say his hairline is receding? Okay, poor guy. Right then, let me just, now, usually this would be a light that we would use, but right now, I just want to have a quick check of how your eye is doing. I would say overall, you are just doing spectacularly. Do you feel any better at all? Well, so it was correct. You actually do feel better after it. Maybe we just needed to work your vision a bit more. Maybe you just needed a more mental procedure rather than physical. Wait, is what we did count as physical or mental? Doesn't matter. Right then, I think I have one more test for you. I don't know what's going on with me today. Also because my battery is about to run out and I'm a little bit panicky. Okay, so overall, it seems like your eyes are doing just fine, my friend. I just have one more thing I want to do here before we finish off for today. Right, now can you tell me what type of shape you see here? Okay, would you say that this is reflective or is it matte right now? Are you able to see your own reflection in it? Like right now, are you able to, okay. Now if I turn it around, can you see anything at all on this little thing? Okay. Can you describe the shape for me again? Okay, Okay, well, I've run out of tests. Well then, my friend, I think we can establish that you are doing wonderfully. Your eye does seem to look better. Again, I've known better than to assume that procedures might not work, given that you aren't, well, you aren't human, you're a Cyclops, so of course unorthodox methods tend to work better for unorthodox patients, I've learnt. But if you have any issues in the future, be it with your eye or anything else, you are more than welcome to see me again. But I hope the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, and the rest of your night goes spectacularly well, my friend. And if you're ever having any trouble or you're feeling a little bit lonely, give me a call, okay? Okay. Then until next time, my friend.